I'm Beidou. You've heard of my ship, the Crux, and its crew? If you too love adventure, then join me. I've got your back. If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
Cold beer after a hard day's work. Nothing like it.
It's hard to remain on dry land for so long. Can never seem to quite get my land legs back. When stuck on a deserted island, rain is a precious source of drinking water. There's no need for it now, though. Hey, it's just a little lightning. No need to fear it on the open ocean, so there's even less need to fear it on dry land. This weather would be great for setting sail. Wind's picking up. If sand gets in your eyes, be sure not to rub them. Yo, good morning. I'm about to head off. Coming with me? Let's get Xiangling to whip us up something for lunch. Believe me, a hot meal from her is far better than the salted fish we eat out at sea. All right, I'm off for a drink. No one willing to sell you a proper drink, huh? Perhaps I can... Time moves quickly. Go. May the wind be at your back. We're setting sail. Men, to your posts. A new adventure is about to begin. I'm the captain, so you can be my first mate, deal? Such names are too outdated for you, huh? We'll call each other whatever you wish, then. I tend to be a good judge of character. When you've learned to read the open ocean, reading people is a cinch. And that's how I knew you're the good sort the second I laid eyes on you. I chose you as my crewmate, as my comrade on the sea. It gives me great pride to be able to say that. To those that don't have a vision, it must seem that those with visions are like flagships from the Archons to follow. As such, I make sure to fly my flag with pride. That is my motivation. At a loss? When you don't know what to do, just take the first step. The rest will figure itself out naturally. Every time I return from a long journey and I see the Lapis Glades, I'm reminded that I'm almost home. The scenery out on the open ocean gets familiar real quick. Sure, they're birds of prey, but seeing them fly so freely is heartwarming. Ningguang, eh? As far as Liu Qixing is concerned, she seems to be doing a good job. But for me, my responsibility lies with my ship and my men, and not with Liu Qixing. Ningguang is never really one to speak frankly, but she has been very direct with her criticism of me in the past. But hey, whether she likes me or hates me is her choice. Nothing I can do to sway her. When we're out on the open ocean, the one thing we do all miss is Xiangling's cooking. When spirits are low, just thinking of her fried Jueyun chili bursting with flavor, it gives everyone just that little extra kick. Xiangling, huh? Well, she sometimes uses some interesting ingredients in her dishes to bring about some, intriguing flavors. Though, there's no way she can improve without having someone to taste test, a role that I am more than happy to fill. You mean the gentleman from Wangsheng Funeral Parlor? My men sometimes speak of the rumors surrounding him. He sounds interesting. Yes, if I get the chance, I'd like to meet him someday. One year, on the eve of the Lantern Rite, we ran into a storm as we were returning to port. Try as we did, we only made it back to Liyue Harbor in the dead of night, long after the lanterns had all been released. As I looked towards Guyun Stone Forest, I saw an Adeptus floating in the air, in the form of what appeared to be a young boy. I guess it is like the legends say. There really must be those that watch over Liyue, even if they cannot be seen. Privately, Ganyu and I get on like a house on fire. But as you know, she's the secretary to the Liu Qixing, and I'm not exactly in their good books right now. Doesn't bother me, but I wouldn't want to put Ganyu in a difficult position. So just keep what I said between us, yeah? She's got a great personality, that one. The guys in the crew love that rock and roll of hers. Me? Oh, we have common ground. Just not when it comes to taste in music. Yao Yao always comes on board to play when we're in the harbor. Trouble is, when it's time for her to go, she gives you the puppy eyes, and no one has the heart to send her away. Means we're always cutting it quite close by the time we manage to set sail. Kazuha? That scallywag actually blocked a strike from the Raiden Shogun outside Tenchukaku. Easier said than done. After the battle, he came to the Crux fleet, said he'd voyage with us a little while longer. I was more than happy to oblige. If the day comes when he decides to set off again by himself on the next stage of his journey, I'll send him off with a drink. Before you step foot on the Alcor, you need to answer one question. When the sea is full of perils, why is it you still wish to come aboard my ship? You want to know of my legendary tales? That's just my men exaggerating, adding in their own little details. Although if you were to ask me if I'm afraid of what monsters lurk in the deep, I'd tell you I have no fear of them. You want to know why I help the common folk? Why not? Everyone has their low points in life. I don't really do anything other than help steer those who are truly lost towards a brighter future. I've been through some hard times. When I was a child, we had little money, so nothing to eat, and lived for years by stealing fruit off of people's trees. Even after I got my own ship, I was cast out by pompous merchants. But me telling you such stories is merely for your amusement. I have no intention of making you live through it too. I have many brothers that sail with me. I have asked and remember why each and every one of them came on board. You, however, are special. I know you still have your own things to deal with, and as such, I won't try to rope you into coming on board permanently. But remember, there is always a place for you on board the Alcor. My hobbies? Let me think. Well, there's adventure, sailing, making friends, drinking, eating. More than I can count on one hand. If you can change something, change it. If you can't, don't waste time thinking about it. That's how I go about things. But really, if you get stuck, come find me. I'll help you deal with it. I like food with robust flavors. Spicy fried meat or spicy tofu are my favorites. Sitting down to a big, hearty meal together where everyone can fill their bellies. Now that's when things get lively. All right. All this talk is making me hungry. Not a fan of anything cold. Does nothing to fire up my appetite. I'd rather fry up a few fish. Tastes good. I like it. Mind giving me a bowl of rice with this? Your cooking skills aren't bad at all. Eating your food has me in a good mood. You know, at the end of the day, food is food, and that's fine by me. Come, board my ship. I've gathered the crew, the food and drink are all prepared. Today is your birthday, so you are the captain. So, where should we set sail? Great. I feel much stronger. We're making progress. Let's crack open a bottle to celebrate.
This is your team? Cool. I like the vibe. I'm Bennett, leader of Benny's adventure team. Any chance we could team up? Please? Let's go find some treasure. No one's joined me on an adventure in ages. Come on, let's go. Good things come to those who don't wait around. That's what they say anyway. Knowing my luck, the opposite is probably true for me. It always rains when I go on an adventure. Don't stand too close to me, or you might get hit by lightning too. Weather is not bad today. Oh, crud. I jinxed it. Now it's bound to rain. Careful. In this kind of wind, it's easy to get hit in the head by flying rocks. Morning. Where's the adventure at today? I brought a sandwich. You want some? I'll give you Phew. Sorry. Nearly choked to death there. Hey, wanna go talk to my dads for a bit? They tell the best adventure stories. You're headed off? Cool. It was awesome adventuring with you. We should totally do it again. I'm the leader of Benny's Adventure Team, a rising star in the Mondstadt Adventurers Guild. Where are the others? They're all on leave right now. It's not as bad as you've heard. Everyone falls into a trapper's pit, or gets hit on the head by a falling tree now and then, right? You wish. Benny's adventure team has had no vacancies in ages. I mean, you must be spoiled for choice, right? Why'd you want to join the unluckiest adventurer alive anyway? From now on, I'll distract the monsters and set off the traps while you grab the treasure. Sound good? You don't like it? Oh, don't worry about me getting injured. It's what I'm best at. And for you, it would be my pleasure. I think I get why you teamed up with me now. It's 'cause we're the same, you and I. We both like that adrenaline rush you get from being in dangerous situations. That's what makes adventuring so addictive. Getting recognized by the gods was the last thing I expected, seeing as how I'm so unlucky all the time. But if the gods haven't given up on me, I guess that means I shouldn't give up on me either. Do you want to come and see the view of Mondstadt from above sometime? It's real pretty at night, when the city's all lit up and you can see the moon reflected on Cider Lake. Huh? From where? Well, there was this one time when I got picked up by a tornado and ended up on this cliff way up high. Not interested. Oh, okay then. Never mind. I actually quite like cabbage. It's not much to look at, but you can't imagine a world without it. You can grow it anywhere, it goes with everything, and the flavor never gets in the way. I don't know, there's something nice about being ordinary. She's the best singer and dancer out there. I always go to watch her in concert after an adventure goes south. It really lifts my mood, chanting along with all the other fans, cheering her on. It's really kind of magical. It's no wonder she's so popular. Boy, if I had even half her popularity as leader of my adventure team. She's a cute kid, but I have to keep my distance. Whenever she plays with me, her bombs always end up going off. It's not so much me I'm worried about. It would just be awful if something happened to Klee. The Knights of Favonius would never forgive me, that's for sure. Oh yeah, the Prinzessin der Verurteilung from the world beyond. She's amazing. I keep asking her if we could go adventuring in her home world together, but each time I bring it up, she sort of avoids the topic. She's probably just worried about my safety. Her home world sounds like a dangerous place for sure. I keep meaning to ask Master Jean for some help with the Mondstadt Adventurers Guild, but I don't know how to go about it. The guild doesn't have as many rules or regulations as the Knights of Favonius. The dads and I are pretty laid back about everything. Pretty sure that attitude wouldn't fly with Jean, though. I guess I should read up on the Knights' etiquette or something? He's my role model. Talk about team leaders. He's the Grand Master. Leads the whole darn Knights of Favonius. How incredible do you have to be to do that? Recently, though, I've been thinking that having a smaller adventure team isn't such a bad thing after all. I mean, if things got too busy in the team, I'd have no time to look after my dads in the guild, would I? Yeah, things are fine the way they are. Wolvendom guy. Looks a little on the feral side, doesn't talk much, but he's alright. We both love eating meat, so we got that in common. I sometimes cook some meat for him, and he teaches me how wolves communicate in return. You should join us next time. Oh, I know who you mean. The girl who's always charging around all over the place. She's always off adventuring in the wild, just like me. But if you ever see her near a cooking pot, you'll soon find a cloud of thick black smoke blowing in your direction, followed by the smell of burnt steak. Huh, maybe she was born unlucky too. Noelle's someone I've been watching for a while. She's really talented and extremely hardworking, but somehow she's still a maid. The Knights of Favonius still haven't made her a knight. It's a shame, don't you think? Boy, if she switched to the Adventurers Guild, she'd easily be one of the best there is. Oh, you want to know about me? I'm just your average adventurer. Except, I'm more unlucky than average. Anyway, I'm nothing compared to you. You're the star of all those legendary tales. What do I got to show for myself? The dads. That's how I refer to all the older adventurers in Mondstadt. Apparently, I was an orphan kid that they rescued from the most perilous situation ever. How cool is that? I have such terrible luck all the time, and yet I was rescued against the odds and survived all this time. It's a miracle if you ask me. You've, noticed then. Yeah, Benny's adventure team has been me on my own for a long time now. Reason is, I have such bad luck that even the most benign of adventures end up turning into the adventure from hell, and no one wants to come with me. Do you feel the same way? I was born unlucky. That's just the way it is, and I've lived with it so long now that I'm just used to it. But you know what? Maybe it's a good thing. It means I know that whatever luck I do have left is gonna run out sooner rather than later, so I'd better make the most of my life while it lasts. You know, go on plenty of adventures, meet loads of people. I mean, if I didn't live like that, I may never have even met you. Can you imagine? Time flies. We've been a team for a while now, haven't we? Anyway, I have a dream I want to tell you about. Once the Mondstadt Adventurers Guild becomes the biggest branch in Tevat, I want to go adventuring all over the world. Benny's adventure team will be the greatest adventure team there ever was, because you and me are the greatest adventurers. Since when? I don't remember exactly when you signed on to Benny's adventure team. But whatever, it's just details, right? I like all kinds of things, but most of all, I like adventures. One day, I'm gonna find the most valuable treasure in the whole world, and then my dad's gonna have a better life, and the Mondstadt Adventurers Guild will be back in business. Huh. Well, if you really want to know, when I have a bad day, I feel a bit glum. Like, it sucks when I come back empty-handed from an adventure, or when one of my dad's old injuries starts acting up. But they're just small things, really. After a good night's sleep, I forget all about them. New day, new start. Meat! Meat is the best sustenance there is. Chicken mushroom skewers, steaks, and sweet madams are all my specialties. You won't go hungry if you come adventuring with me, that's for sure. You can't really afford to be picky as an adventurer. That said, I can't really handle spicy food. I find it hard to breathe after eating Jueyun chilies. Like the spice went right into my lungs. And there's no avoiding the diarrhea afterward. It's the devil's fruit, I say. Who knows where it came from? Whoa, lucky me! Oh wait, does that mean I just used all of my good luck for today? Literally everything you cook ends up tasting amazing. You're awesome. Oh no, my stomach hurts. Happy birthday. Best of luck in the year ahead. Don't worry, bad luck isn't contagious. As long as I'm around, it'll be drawn to me and not you, so you're safe. I feel stronger in every sense. Just as unlucky as ever, though. I'm catching up with you, traveler. One step at a time. Wow, check out all this power. How can I repay you, though? Oh yeah! I know this domain where there's a priceless treasure hidden somewhere inside. Let's go hit it up!
I'm Sucrose, a researcher of alchemy. I heard you've been to a lot of places, so I was wondering if you... What am I saying? It's only our first time meeting, I shouldn't trouble you. But, if you're willing, I'd love to hear any stories you have about your adventures. I'd really like that. What was that? Oh, it's gone. Can I go take a look? I just need a moment to quickly take down some notes. I haven't been out in a while. The windmills are spinning faster than usual today. Hey, do you think if an animal put a propeller on its back and started running, do you think the propeller would make it run faster? Or even fly? Snow this big only falls a few times a year. If I miss it, I'll have to wait until next year to run my experiments. So please, give me some space. Yes, I know. I should wear more layers. The sun is already out? Oh, okay. Just one last experiment, and then we can get some rest. Last one, I promise. Humidity levels are increasing. Think we can run some tests? Good morning. Did you sleep well? According to research, not getting a good night's sleep can have detrimental effects on your cognition and stamina. What? I'm always up working through the night? Yeah, I know. Can't be helped, I guess. Ah! No! Stay back! Don't come over here! No, it's nothing personal. It's just that this experiment is highly volatile and might cause an explosion. Good evening. Please wait a moment. Experiment 905 has actually produced 2 light excretions, which, for clarity's sake, should be labeled number 1033 and number 1035 respectively. Right. Now, what did you need me for? No need to wait up for me. Please, get some sleep. Something bothering you? Oh, don't worry about me. I'm right at the end of my experiment. I promise I won't stay up late again. Bioalchemy, when compared with creation, places more emphasis on transformation. Finding those little secrets that living creatures have, and scaling them up, combining them, the results are always such a surprise. Life really is fascinating. Just how much do we really know? I really don't know how to act around new people. Everyone's personality is different, as are the things they care about. If I slip up and say the wrong thing, I'll offend someone, or sound impolite. Talking is hard. So much harder than alchemy. Oh, you... noticed. My ears are a hereditary feature, quite different from everyone else's. So I try to hide them with my hair as much as possible. I'm curious to know about your background. I was wondering, could I perhaps observe you for a while? I'll be silent, and I won't interfere with what you're doing. Would that be okay? To be honest, I was a little afraid when we first met, because you don't talk much. I thought I must have offended you somehow. But then, as time went on, I discovered you're really easy to get along with. Just an unexpected outcome of my observations. I heard it was you that dealt with the storm terror issue. No doubt it was a dangerous fight. It's a good thing you came out unscathed. I was, also wondering, did storm terror happen to drop anything during the fight? You know, a scale, some skin, even just a little would be fine. There are some tests I'd like to run. My vision is my most important research tool. Why, without it I'd be unable to proceed with most of my elemental research. Combat? Oh. I suppose I use it for that too when I'm out in the field looking for materials. This room is where I keep all the bones I've collected. On the table on the left we have lizards, frogs, and grass carp. To the front we have the bones of a wild boar. And then over there, in the right corner, is a hilly trail. Oh, don't be nervous. Nothing to be afraid of. They're really quite cute once you get used to them. If you look closely, you'll notice that the mist flowers I've planted here are all different. This one is the most powerful. This one blooms the longest. This one? Oh, this one is Project 3 version 17, enlargement trial. Its defining trait is that it's a bit larger. She's a very willing helper. I can't deny that. It's just, she makes me a little anxious is all. One time, She saw 3 boxes of materials stacked just outside my laboratory door, and proceeded to move them inside for me. A nice gesture, but the thing is, I'd only just finished putting them outside. Jean has put her into solitary confinement so many times, but every time she's let out, it's not long before she's back in trouble. Something tells me she hasn't done much introspection. I told her I'd make her a bouncing, dancing Jumpty Dumpty that is also safe, but to date there are still a lot of problems with the design. I don't dare talk to Master Jean that much, because she's so strict. I know she's a good person and all. I know that, I do. But I still find her scary. I don't tend to bother her, and even when I have to, I ask Beidou to go on my behalf. She really seems to know a great deal. She's obviously never seen my research, and yet, on so many occasions, she's given me advice on that which is most core to my studies. Just how does she know? Is it observation? Or is it ratiocination? Oh, I know he likes to joke, and isn't trying to make fun of me, but I often struggle to work out which parts of what he says are the truth, and which parts are jokes. So, whenever he talks to me, the outcome is usually one of 2 things. Morbid embarrassment, or unbearable awkwardness. As his assistant, I learn so much each and every day. What's key is not his existing knowledge, but his talented way of thinking. No matter how complex the task at hand, his way of thinking ensures he gets to the bottom of it, and is able to explain it thoroughly. His methodologies are amazing. To me, it's where alchemy meets art. Talent? Let's hypothesize that he and I were to perform the same research. I'd still spend my whole life playing catch-up. But my studying bioalchemy has nothing to do with evading his line of research. We just happen to have different interests and dreams. Nothing more. I'm curious as to why her doll is called Baron Bunny. It clearly has nothing to do with the rabbit at all. Oh. The headband makes it look like it has rabbit ears, you say? That's heavily reliant on the rabbit stereotype, is it not? Many rabbits' ears are floppy. I take it you're referring to the book series, Flowers for Princess Fischl. Indeed, the world the author came up with is very creative. If only I could go see it with my own eyes. Oh. You're referring to Fischl herself? I am doubtful that she could really take me there. The role of a scout is a hazardous one, and Miss Eula throws herself into danger all too easily. So, I made a reconnaissance device for her, so that she wouldn't have to infiltrate enemy camps herself. But Miss Eula has such an imposing manner, she really puts me on edge, and I was so nervous that I accidentally left out a few important details while explaining how to use it. As a result, there was an accident. What should I do? I hope she won't hold a grudge against me. You want to know more about me? You must have an interest in bioalchemy then. Whatever you ask, I will be sure to give you the most precise answer possible. Oh, it really is me specifically that you are interested in? I'm at a loss for words. The essence of research is the process of finding the answer. Sometimes, working through that process can be tedious. But every time I see the cumulative result of my efforts, I know that I'm doing what I love. When I was little, I had 2 good friends. We kept nothing from each other. I thought I knew everything about them, but then stuff happened, and we grew distant. As for where they are now, what they're doing, whether or not they remember me, I have no idea. Even though we were best friends, things still turned out this way. Let me tell you a little secret. Something I've never told anyone. The purpose behind my research is to create my own wonderland. Yes, just like the ones in fairy tales. The kind where all your dreams come true and you live happily ever after. It's childish, isn't it? But I still believe in fairy tales. If you're busy, please don't let me stand in the way of progress. You're not busy? Really? It's fine. I get that you have stuff to do. I'm already quite used to working alone. You're truly not busy? In that case, I don't suppose you could help me with a few things. Or, you know, we could sit and chat about stuff. I like things that look orderly. See? All of my research notes are compiled in notebooks of the exact same thickness. All my potions are lined up according to effect and hue. What? What is this purple potion doing here? Sorry, I need to reassess the order of these potions. I wonder, what is it that you do in your free time? Every time I get a break, I can never find anything to do. I just find myself staring off into space. Time goes by so quickly when I'm experimenting. So how is it that when I'm not doing anything, the days all feel like years? I extract the nectar from sweet flowers to make candy. When I get stuck in a rut, I just pop one in my mouth and my focus returns. Retaining optimal blood sugar levels during research is essential. Once I came to understand more about bioalchemy, I stopped eating mushrooms. You're no doubt aware? Mushrooms grow on that which has died, which in turn makes me think of other such things, and my appetite just disappears. Ugh. So delectable. Time to finish my research now that I feel at my best. I must admit, this tastes a lot better than my healthy meals. Time for me to make some modifications to my diet. Sorry. I have some reservations about this dish. Happy birthday! I've been running experiments for months, and finally I can give you this potion. It will allow you to relive your most beautiful memories of the past year. I call it Biopotion number 3916. Huh? No, not 3196. It's 3916. Finally, a breakthrough in my bioalchemy research. This trip has allowed me to gather a good number of materials. Thank you. I'll be sure to put them to good use.
My name is Yanfei, top legal expert in Liyue, and for the avoidance of doubt, no one else comes close. From commercial litigation, to civil mediation, to criminal lawsuits, I'm fully versed in every area of the law, and I guarantee you a swift and satisfactory conclusion to your case. My contact details? Where should I write this down? Paper will just get lost, and it'll only rub off if I write it on the back of your hand, so... Aha! I know. I'll just write it here on the close of this... whatever this thing is that follows you around. I'll remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance. Sometimes the law is compatible with human nature, but sometimes the two conflict. Balancing the two is a discipline in its own right. The case before us is a strange and unprecedented one indeed. Rain! Oh, Lord of Geo, please do us a favor and clear this up at your earliest convenience. I submit that we cannot afford for the codices to get damp. What kind of injurious weather is this? It's cold. Achoo! This weather's got me in the mood for reciting some laws. Let's see. Commercial Law of Liyue, Chapter 27, Section 6, Article 3 stipulates that... Wait, what was it? Oh my goodness, I've completely forgotten. What is wrong with me today? I have to head out this morning to meet a client about a creditor dispute, but I also have to follow up on a consultation from last week by noon. All right, time to get to work. I'm a little sleepy. I know, a vigorous debate should wake me up, and I've got just the topic. The Northland Bank's presence in Liyue does more harm than good for our economy. So, are you for or against? The night market? I was planning on organizing some files this evening, but if you're going, I can join you. Oh, I should mention, lots of vendors go for the hard sell in the evenings because they want to be able to start with fresh produce the next day, but also don't want to lose profit on what they have left today. So, leave the negotiating to me, and if you have any leftovers, those can be my fee. Need a cure for insomnia? Let me read you the history of the development of Liyue's legal system. None of my friends have ever lasted longer than 20 minutes. Oh, you want something more fast-acting? Then I'll recite from the legal codices. Let me know in the morning which section I got to before you fell asleep. Okay, here I go. You think I come across as quite imposing when I'm reading through case files? Huh. Well, that's only when I'm in work mode. It's like I have an invisible switch. Flick it one way and I'm in normal mode. Flick it the other way and I switch to work mode. Surely you must have a switch like that too. Civil cases are the ones I dread the most. Divorces, custody disputes. It's a thankless task trying to unpack these kinds of cases with logic and reason. You have to be kind, courteous, and patient with your clients, even though half the time they are completely incapable of participating in a constructive discussion. I know I advertise myself as being fully versed in every area of the law, but honestly, if it were up to me, I'd rather everyone could just get along so we wouldn't have so many of these cases. You want legal advice from me? Sure. For legal opinions, I charge a flat rate of 6,000 mora. For advisory services, my hourly rate is 180,000 mora. And for commercial law, I charge 710,000 mora per case. Final quote and commission rate depending on the details of your case. Not a bad deal, right? If you're concerned about what kind of complicated issues you might get tied up in during your travels, your best bet is to bring someone with you who knows and understands the law. Someone like me, for example, whose expertise goes beyond just the law of Liyue. Well, actually, having said that, Fontaine's law is notoriously complicated. Though, with my level of intelligence, getting acquainted with it should be no problem. Anyway, my point is, you can always rely on me. Visions appear in response to strong desire. So as someone with ideals, it's only natural that I should have received one. Because above all, I wish for all people to live honest lives and abide by the law. But some people will always insist on playing by their own rules and causing havoc for everyone else. Those people can expect to be prosecuted so hard, they won't know what hit them. This steel yard balance was a gift from my father. It weighs objects to determine their value. I usually use mora for the weight, but it can only give the original price. For example, 1,000 years ago, Liyue was covered in glazed lilies, and they weren't worth anything in monetary terms. Then, when they suddenly declined a number, the price shot up in response, but the value shown by the steel yard wasn't updated. It still shows them as their original value. In other words, dirt cheap. So, most of the time, this isn't a very useful tool for work purposes. Huh? You want to try weighing something? How about we could weigh your little friend here? Will that do? I have a self-defense method that I call Wrath of the Flame, based on a punishment called the Wrath of the Rock, which is detailed in the ancient work, The Comprehensive Compendium of Liyue Law. The Lord of Geo is the god of contracts, and contracts, too, can be seen as a way of restraining people. Ergo, Liyue Harbor has been the city of contracts since time immemorial. The Historia Naturalis Liyue has an entry about a waterborne plant called the horsetail. It claims that the horsetail is a medicinal herb that stands alone on the banks of Dihua Marsh. Its color is that of the clouds at sunset. Apparently, if you grind it into a powder and mix it into your ink, it makes your writing water-resistant. But it's a shame. I've been to Dihua Marsh at least 100 times, and each time I end up with baskets and baskets of the common purple variety, but not a single one of the kind that the book describes. I heard that little herb gatherer has written out a whole set of behavioral rules for herself. She may be small, but boy, has she got her head screwed on. She's definitely destined for greatness. The young of today shall outperform us tomorrow, as they say. I must admit, she has my respect. Ganyu is kind and thoughtful. It's just a shame she's so busy all the time. Most of the time, she's buried in an endless pile of paperwork, the only exception being her nap at noon. Don't get me wrong, I have to put in some hours at work too, but I'm happy with the job I've chosen, and it's certainly a lot less taxing than hers. The Feiyun Commerce Guild is one of my oldest clients. Their approach to business is meticulous and thorough, and every business meeting I've had with them has always been attended by the head of the house himself. Last time, though, I happened to meet their youngest, Xingqiu. To my complete surprise, the lad had no trouble whatsoever keeping up with my train of thought. He was very eloquent, too, and had excellent manners. Definitely not a simpleton. I always hear people saying that the director of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has an unorthodox approach to business. They think she's gone a little non-compos mentis after being in the funeral business so long. What are these people talking about? The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor provides a legitimate and necessary service, which is the cornerstone of any successful enterprise. Work is just work. There are no good and bad jobs, or lucky and unlucky jobs. Just jobs that need doing. If I had one gripe, it would be that the director rarely comes to me for legal advice. Mr. Zhongli has so much in-depth knowledge on so many topics, he's like a walking library, you know what I mean? He's a total savant, though he never flaunts it. I could tell just by looking at him. People like him rarely shy away from taking on complex problems alone, so in my estimation, he's certainly not a potential client. And yet, somehow, I can't help but think I know him from somewhere. It's hard to describe the feeling. I asked my father about it, and he just said something to the effect of he didn't know either, though he seemed a little evasive. It was so strange. Anyway, makes me wonder if my father is hiding something from me. All right then. If he won't tell me what's going on, I'll just have to find out for myself. You must have heard of the Tianquan Ningguang. She's the highest authority where the law is concerned, and often makes amendments to the legal codices. Every round of additions, retractions, and revisions generates mountains of material. Why, the latest edition of the legal codices contained 3 new laws, 121 revised legal annotations, and an array of new legal precedents. Archons know how long it's going to take me to commit them to memory. Still, she's a businesswoman at heart. I'm not about to let her beat me when it comes to the law. Once I finish memorizing these, I need to step up my productivity. The Yuheng doesn't deal with matters of the law, and thank goodness. Knowing Keqing's attitude toward work and ruthless efficiency, I'd end up losing a lot of work. Although, no, surely it wouldn't come to that. She's a stickler for doing things the right way. No doubt she'd offend people. But if she had someone like me as her legal assistant, no way. Why should an eminent legal expert such as myself be relegated to the role of assistant? If she needs legal counsel, she can come and find me. Eula saved me once, and we've kept up correspondence ever since. She's very familiar with the Knights of Favonius' legislation, but has never been one to be bound by convention. She uses cunning logic to deal with problems flexibly. Perhaps the reason we get along so easily is that I'm a similar type myself. Still, I'll never acquire that carefree spirit of hers. We are in very different professions after all. Yelan is an employee of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. She once helped me crack a tough accounting fraud case. I treated her to dinner afterward. The only thing is, I feel like she's able to read my mind at any given moment when talking to her. Yes, in the future, I need to make absolutely sure I don't get on the wrong side of her. Shinobu? I remember her. She's the Inazuman girl that came to Liyue as an exchange student to specialize in law. When she was doing her coursework, she used to meet with me to discuss some cases, and after we were done, she'd always bow and thank me, which would always make me a little embarrassed. I always felt like she was going to make an excellent lawyer in the future. Thinking about it, Inazuma went into lockdown right around the time she would have graduated. I wonder how she's been doing since she went back. A client? Very pleased to meet you. Here's my card. I'm afraid I can't leave my desk today. If it's a dispute we're dealing with, then please bring the relevant parties here to see me. Let me just give you a breakdown of my fees. One moment. Huh? You came just to chat? No fee necessary then. So just to clarify, you came to chat as friends with a legal expert that you've never met before. Care to explain? These antlers? Oh, well, my father is an Adeptus, so I have Adeptus blood myself. Still, I was born during peacetime here in Liyue. I never signed a contract with Rex Lapis. Naturally, I don't have to concern myself with Adeptal affairs. I'm free to focus on the life I want to live. Works for me. Contracts of that magnitude, lifelong commitments? I've only ever signed one with my father. It's about living happily, I suppose. That's the kind of person he is. I'm proud of him for that. If he'd wanted me to sign a different contract, say, one about working myself into the ground, or stepping on others to achieve success, I would have ran away by now. Sometimes, the commercial disputes I handle don't end very pleasantly. The other party might win compensation way in excess of the damages, or pay damages far exceeding the costs. Such is the price of violating a contract. Some people say I'm pretty terrifying. Others try to avoid me altogether. But I don't need to explain myself to anyone. Since the very beginning, the welfare of Liyue has been my primary concern. Think about it. The origin of disputes can be traced back to the violation of contracts. People are a lot less likely to violate contracts when they see the fallout. Making sure that people realize the importance of contracts is a crucial part of my work. Most of the time, I feel that I have a happy and laid-back existence. I have a successful career, clothes on my back, and the freedom to go wherever I please. I've also got quite a way with words. Nobody can beat me in a debate, and yet there is no law or standard that can define a happy life. For me, interesting people and engaging affairs, knowing where to go and which path to choose, these are all enough to bring me happiness. And on that note, you too are a source of happiness for me. In any case, whatever the life you live, the most important thing is to respect and understand the law. After all, as soon as you stray from the law, the world begins to fall to ruin. My hobbies are reading and appraisal. Reading begets knowledge, appraisal improves judgment. As such, I read everything and appraise anything. If you don't believe me, bring something over sometime. If there's a market for it, my estimate won't be far off. Take this stone, for example. Must be... 600 mora. My friends from the communications office often get me to go fishing with them. They say it's to exchange angling tips, but deep down, everyone's keen to show off. I've gotten the better of everyone 100 different ways, but they continue to scrutinize my business. After so much success, it's gotten a little embarrassing. So every time, I end up taking advantage of my ingenious acting skills to make myself seem humble, you know? What's with the face? Are you doubting me? Oh, on that note, let me recommend my one true love, tofu. Tofu all the way. Light in flavor, tender in texture, not to mention smooth and nourishing. It goes well with all manner of soups and dishes, and more importantly, it's available throughout the seasons. Beauty over complexity. Tofu dishes are my kind of flavor. I don't like cold dishes. Maybe it's because I rarely eat them. When I would get home late, my father used to keep a lantern lit for me. He'd hear me coming and ask me if I was hungry. In his words, the best dishes are served hot. Tastes pretty great. Seems like you did your homework when it comes to the unwritten law of tofu. There's a saying in Liyue, food is life. I gotta admit, the supporting evidence is pretty compelling. Ugh. I got it. I'll put it back on the fire for a bit. That'll do the trick. Happy birthday! Here, this is for you. I've collated legislation from all the nations. You're planning to go traveling, right? It will serve you well to familiarize yourself with the laws of the different lands. Don't study too hard, mind you, or else I won't be of any use to you. Do not seek to emulate the past, for there is no law that can suffice for all time. This is a lesson I must always bear in mind. Only by adhering to the law can the people solve life's myriad of problems.